My name is Celia Gray, and I am 16 years old, living in the small town of Verdant Valley. I have always felt like I lived in the shadow of my older sister, Madison, who is 3 years my senior. For as long as I can remember, Madison has been a storm of chaos, an emotional whirlwind blowing through our home. I always wanted to bond and be seen as her little sister, but she saw me as a punching bag instead. Every day was a relentless reminder of my place in the world, which was to bear the brunt of her rage. I never knew why our father was absent, but Madison took every ounce of her anger towards him and redirected it at me. After a while, even our family dog began to avoid her, trembling when she walked into the room, terrified of her wrath. I never understood why she hated me so much, but it chipped away at my spirit until I felt like a stranger in my own home. One day, when I was 12, everything came to a head. I was sitting on my bed when she stormed into my room, her face twisted with anger after I had simply asked her why she had to break my favorite toy. She hurled insults my way, saying I was worthless and stupid, and it sent me running to my room, tears streaming down my face. In the moment of her attacks, I quickly learned to put on a facade of helplessness. It was the only way to survive. When she unleashed her venomous words, I would retreat, rushing to my room with the door slammed in her face. Each time I did, she would feel victorious, believing that she had broken me. But I was brewing a plan, and I started to see her anger as a key I could use to unlock a door that led to an unexpected opportunity for revenge. That week, I noticed how excited Madison was about attending a country concert with her friends. That was my chance. As the days passed and her meltdowns continued, I began to execute my plan. I had stashed a wasp trap in my room, a seemingly innocent item that I had strategically chosen for her downfall. We shared a bathroom, so it was easy for me to slip in and out unnoticed. I took just under a tablespoon of the wasp trap solution and mixed it into her shampoo and conditioner, grinning to myself. I could hardly contain my glee as I thought about how much she enjoyed tormenting me, how much she had been able to hurt me. But something in her that week snapped. As if that was not enough, what happened next shocked me. After an especially brutal encounter in which she almost pushed me down the staircase and threatened to stab me, I decided I had to up the ante. I grabbed a small plastic bottle, filled it with urine, and left it in the sun to stew and ferment it, making it as rancid as possible. I would make sure she understood she could not treat me like that and get away with it. This was not just revenge, this was my moment. On the day of the concert, Madison was in a rush to shower and get ready, frantically trying to make up for lost time. She had no idea what I had done. The cheap perfume she wore masked any odor, and within minutes she was off, excited to leave me behind. I sat there grinning, taking in the knowledge that I had executed my plan flawlessly. When she returned home that night, she was in tears. I listened as she confided in our mother, lamenting about the wasp stings she had received during the concert. She recounted how her friends had noticed the strange smell around her and speculated amongst themselves what it could be, horrified that they might think it came from her. In that moment, it was as if the universe had aligned perfectly to reward my cunning craft. For the next 2 weeks, Madison was too distraught and embarrassed to lash out at me. All the power had shifted, and I felt a new exhilaration with every tiny victory. I had taken back some of my power and made her pay a price for her cruelty. This was the one and only time I acted on a revenge fantasy, and I felt neither guilt nor remorse. The thrill I felt was electric, a rush of satisfaction that propelled me into a new reality. As the days turned into weeks, although we went back to our usual routine, I could sense a shift in the air, one that I had created. I began to carry myself with more confidence, defending myself in my own unique way while Madison crawled back into the shadows. I saw the fear in her eyes the next time she thought of coming at me, and I knew I was one step closer to finding my place in the world, not as her sister, but as her equal. While I learned that revenge had a special power, it also revealed a truth about the darkness in our family. It was a stepping stone to a new kind of strength. I may not have resolved everything, but I found a sliver of joy in the chaos she had created for me all those years. On some level, we remained stuck in that toxic cycle, but I had no regrets. If I could go back, I would do it all over again without hesitation. The thrill of standing up for myself, of finally having a voice, felt incredibly liberating.